I'm going to go ahead and introduce our wonderful speaker. It's Mary Yaro, and she's out of New York. And we're so excited that she's with us. She's an executive consultant, and she's a Pure Energy Award winner. And I believe I learned something new about Mary just a little bit ago. She used to be working in the financial industry on Wall Street. So pretty cool. I'm sure we'll get to hear a little bit about that, how she went from Wall Street to Ambit Energy. She's a wonderful person. She's building a huge business all over the country, and she's super passionate about Ambit, and she's got a wonderful story to share with everybody this evening. So with that, I'm going to introduce Mary Yaro. Mary?
Well, thank you everyone who's joined us. It is my honor. I'm very privileged. A little bit about myself tonight. My name is Mary Yaro. I live in Westchester County, New York. And at the time that Ambit Energy was presented to me as a business opportunity, I had taken a temporary leave of absence from my career. I was an analyst. I did work on Wall Street, did love that career, was having a great time, made decent money. And my husband and I were living a pretty nice life, but we desperately wanted to start a family. And it took a little doing, but finally my daughter came along. And prior to, of course, her coming along, we had made the decision that we really wanted to get our children off on the right path in life. And so if we could at all afford for one of us to stay home and take care of those kids, that would be something we wanted to do. And we also recognized that it was going to be temporary because we really did need that second income in our house to be able to manage everything that we wanted to do and to be able to start saving for the future and things like that. But so my daughter was Layla, 1996. And then my son came along several years later, Raphael. And 2 years after that, we realized with the help of professionals that my son was on the autism spectrum. So with that recognition and just going along on the daily life, we realized that raising this child and doing it the right way for him and helping him with his daily challenges was going to require one of us to be home, not just temporarily, but for the foreseeable future. And so we had to figure out how we were going to get that second income while still having me stay home and be available to this child every day. And thankfully, Ambit came along at the right time. It was definitely a blessing, definitely something that was meant to be. A lady who I didn't know that well, but she was bright enough to think that I might be interested in this, showed me the opportunity, saw the video presentation first, and then went to a business presentation, I live one at a hotel, local hotel. And halfway through that presentation, I made the decision that this made so much sense. The background of the company, I had done a little bit of research. And while the track record back then wasn't as long as it is now, it was already very impressive. And so I knew that even though this was something that was completely out of my comfort zone, I used to be an analyst, I used to work behind, computers and financial statements and didn't have to do a lot of talking. But even though it was going to take me out of my comfort zone, I recognized that this was something I didn't want to let pass me by just because of fear in myself being able to do it. And also, I think the fear of loss was another prompter for me. So I got started. How it's changed our lives in the sense that I've never had to consider going back to a 9-to-5. There was no way that I could do that 60, 70, 80-hour work week that I used to do down in New York City, plus the 3-hour round trip commute that I had if I was going to be here for my son. And even to this day, so many years later, his needs are such that I need huge blocks of time on a daily basis to sort of help him with a lot of different things in his life, including at this point, some rigorous academic challenges. But along with having quantity of time with my son, quantity of time with my daughter, what a blessing and a byproduct, and also with my husband, because of the lack of stress in our lives presented by this opportunity and the fact that I am here for my family, we have a quality of life that I think a lot of families would love to have if they knew how to have it. This has sort of blessed us, not just financially, but just in every single aspect of our lives. It's been absolutely amazing. And I love the company. I love this business. I would recommend, anyone who has a chance, who is lucky enough to be invited by somebody to take a look at this, to take a serious look at this. So that's my background, and that's, part of my Ambit story. But for the folks out there who are taking a look at this presentation and trying to make a determination whether or not it makes sense for you, one of the very fundamental reasons why I started my Ambit business is that it is a service, folks. Everybody uses electricity, natural gas, solar, different forms of energy. We all need it. We all pay for it unconsciously. We cannot live without it. If you think about the fact that energy needs are growing on a daily basis across the world because of population expansion, or just the fact that there's more devices that are being made available and invented every day, energy needs are growing all the time, and everybody is paying for it. And this business allows us as independent consultants to share with other people how to save money on a bill they're already paying. So in other words, instead of taking money out of their pockets to become our customers, we're actually putting dollars back into their pockets on a monthly basis. And from that wonderful dynamic, we're actually able to grow an income ourselves, and over time build something that can be quite significant in terms of a business and in terms of, life enhancing finances for all of us. It is a service, not a product. Key point, when I realized that I wouldn't have to sell anything to anyone. Like I said, we're putting money back into people's pockets by having them become our customer. It is the power of part-time as well. Okay, you saw in the presentation video that you just watched prior to me that this is a business that most people start out, 98% of the people who start out on Ambit already have jobs, already have careers, already are very busy with family, and they're able to build a business carving out 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes a day, cumulatively over a week, maybe 3 to 5 hours. So really part-time hours. But if you do that over a period of time, you can actually grow through the power of duplication and leverage a business that can be life-changing and extraordinary. And Ambit, with their history at this point, that has happened for many, many, many people. We've created many millionaires, I think 40 millionaires plus. And, some of the top earners have made multiple millions, which is really, if you think about it, pretty mind-boggling. So lucrative compensation plan is possible. It's there, even through part-time hours. And it is the fact that, when you're building your business, the power of leverage of other business partners joining your business and putting in their man hours. It could be their 3 to 5 hours a week attached to your 3 to 5 hours. And you multiply that out from all the business consultants who join your team. That, creates a lot of man hours going into your business. So that's how it's possible that we have a lucrative compensation plan for anyone who gets involved in our business. Perfect timing, you saw from the video presentation where we are. You would think maybe we've maxed out. I think that's a lot of people's concerns, is that perhaps the opportunity has already peaked and we're on the other side of the peak. But folks, really 3% market share on average across the state. So that means 97% of the population in states are still waiting for us to contact them to either become business partners with us or customers with us. So the opportunity where we're operating is massive. You know, even if we didn't increase our footprint at all, there's just so much more available, folks. But the exciting news is the country of Japan, which is, of course, I'm biased, but it is an incredible country. The people there are innovative, hardworking, you know, as evidenced by the success of a lot of Japanese companies in Japan, but also worldwide, right? Some of the best names in automotives, in technology, in, you know, a lot of the innovative products that are out there are from Japan. You know, Sony, Toyota, Lexus, Nintendo. I could go on. And we're talking about folks who, you know, are successful, love success, are driven to be successful. And we're going to be asking them to become our business partners in their land. 9/10 of the Japanese country, which is a remarkable feat that Ambit has accomplished, because the fact that the government of Japan has actually licensed us and pretty much the entire country means a lot. It's a big compliment to our company and their belief in us and what we're going to be able to do for the country in terms of lowering the average cost of electricity and power for their customers. So it's a big feather in Ambit's cap that we have the licensing for pretty much the entire country of Japan. In terms of that, the perfect time, and yet we're barely scratching the surface in the US, and that's the first of many international expansions to come over the next 5, 10, 20 years. So the timing, folks, is incredible for anyone starting now. In fact, you know, when I started, it was a successful company, but it was still a fairly new company. And new companies, new businesses have to hammer out, you know, problems and challenges that come out that maybe they didn't anticipate, or maybe they did anticipate but didn't know how to sort of meet it head on. So we've worked through a lot of the growing pains that many, many businesses have had. And, you know, we are positioned now to really explode the growth of our company and our business. And, you know, the success level for every business partner that comes into this Ambit business. It is a proven system. You're going to be plugging into a proven system. 40 plus millionaires have been created. How? Because all of those people have plugged into the system that we will be sharing with you once you become an Ambit consultant. The system consists of presentations like this, you know, online training events, live training event, you know, things to educate you to become a better consultant, to become a better overseer of your customers' accounts. All of those things are available to you. They all work, as evidenced by the very many successful people that have joined this business and have really changed their lives for the better and forever. With that, I mean, I'm so excited, and I'm really honored to have been here to speak to you folks and share a little bit about my Ambit story. We want you to be excited. We want you to be motivated. We want you to want to learn how to build this business for you and your family and your future. So if you are one of those people that it just, you know, somehow it's just not right for you, that's fine. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your attention. And please, become a customer of the person who invited you to take a look at this presentation. All right. Those people are there. They're building their businesses. I'm sure they're doing it for their future, their family. And so help them out and become a customer of theirs. Save money on your energy bill at your house. And we would really appreciate that support. Okay. But, you know, for the people that have seen this presentation and have questions, because it is a lot of information, a lot to digest. So, you know, get with the person who invited you and get with some of the leaders that that person knows he or she can introduce you to. Get those questions answered by people who know how to answer your questions. All right. Don't go and ask someone who has no idea what Ambit is about, what kind of business this is. I mean, obviously, if you're thinking about going into the medical profession, are you going to ask an accountant if that's a good idea? Of course not. You're going to go to a medical professional and ask that professional questions about becoming a medical professional. So definitely get with some of the leaders in our business to get them to answer your questions. And for those of you who've seen the presentation tonight, listening to me and can't wait for me to zip my lip because you're so excited about what you've seen, the possibilities for you and your family, you realize that with a day's worth of work, not even a day, a couple of hours worth of work, you can get your entire initial investment back with Ambit Energy, and then you're off to the races in terms of profits. I appreciate all of your time, your attention. I hope I illuminated a little bit more about what this opportunity has done for me and my family. And there's a lot of families across this country whose stories are somewhat similar to mine, maybe very similar to mine, maybe not too similar, but still the fact that this is a business that is creating a lot of income for a lot of people in a way that they never could have anticipated. And so, I love it, and I encourage you to join our business. So thank you very much.
Customer acquisition strategy, they will give you free energy for referring just 15 other customers. They will take the average of those 15 customers you referred's monthly bills and discount it from your monthly bill. So if your bill is $200 per month and their bills average $200 per month, you pay nothing. If your bill is $250 per month and theirs average $200 per month, you only pay $50 a month. In any event, you've got $200 per month or $2,400 a year worth of free energy. It's that simple.
If you're concerned about what this will cost you, no worries. The program is also free to participate in. There is no cost to switch your service. Nothing changes for you, the consumer. The service and maintenance on your power lines or pipes, transformers, meters, etc. continues to be performed by the old incumbent who still owns the lines, the transformers, and infrastructure. They will still read the meters, and by the way, will still continue to get paid for servicing them. There is no change whatsoever for you, except of course the lower price you now pay all the way down to even free. Taking all this into consideration, why wouldn't you do this? No logical reason, right? The only thing you might say is, well, I can't explain it, or I can't sell very well, or I don't have the time, right?
Well, you don't have to. All you have to do is send your friends to see this video, which explains it for you, just like I'm explaining it to you, right? And when they sign up as an Ambit customer, you get credit for them. Once you've got 15 referrals signed up and they start paying their bill, you start getting free energy. It's as simple as that. In the meantime, you'll still receive the benefit of extremely competitive rates.
So let me ask you a question. Is there a better price than free?
You're right. There isn't. So sign up with Ambit as an energy customer and start referring your friends today. And soon you too will start enjoying free energy.
After all, it is the smart choice to make.
To get started now and begin writing your own story,